Dear ladies and gentlemen, there's a kind of strength that doesn't need a stage, a kind of faith that doesn't need a microphone, a kind of power that isn't loud but undeniable. I came to speak to the people who are building in silence, believing without applause, and fighting battles no one knows about. You're not flashy. You're not posting every move. You're not showing off your grind, and that's exactly why you're going to win. Because real power doesn't have to prove itself. Real faith doesn't have to shout to be real. When you know who you are and who you walk with, you can build in silence and let success be the only sound you need. Sometimes God will hide you for a season, not to punish you, but to protect the process. Because elevation without preparation leads to collapse. So He keeps you quiet while He grows your character, deepens your roots, and prepares your stage. You don't need to announce it, you're becoming it. Let the people mock you now, they'll marvel later. Let them count you out, they didn't write your blueprint. Let them scroll past your silence, they'll scroll back in awe when the fruit speaks louder than any caption. Your job isn't to impress, it's to obey. And when obedience is your focus, success becomes your echo. You don't have to fight for recognition, your results will speak for themselves. So go ahead, win in silence. Let success talk. Key points from the speech. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. Private obedience always leads to public favor. You don't have to prove what God is preparing. Elevation comes after private preparation. Real strength doesn't need to broadcast. God does His best work in hidden places. The loudest victories come from the quietest seasons. Fruitfulness doesn't need filters. The process is proof, success is just the echo. If you stay low in silence, God will raise you in strength. Absolutely. Here's the *** full expansion of key point 1. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. *** from the speech **. Win in silence, let success talk. This is written in a powerful, grounded, faith-filled style, no subtitle, no conclusion, just pure strength in words. We live in a loud world. A world where people announce every move before they make it. Where achievements are measured by attention and validation is sought through views and likes. But just because everyone's talking doesn't mean everyone's walking in purpose. And just because someone's loud doesn't mean they're strong. There's something sacred about silence, something powerful about keeping your head down while the world is trying to look up for approval. In the kingdom, silence isn't weakness, it's not hiding, it's not fear. ***, it's strategy. *** silence is what God used to raise up some of the greatest leaders in Scripture. Before David held a sword in public, he was slinging stones in a field in silence. Before Joseph wore a royal robe, he wore prison chains in silence. Before Jesus healed the masses, he withdrew to the mountains in silence. Why? Because silence is not the absence of action, it's the ** presence of preparation, ***. It's the place where your heart is refined. It's where you learn to walk by faith, not by applause. Silence is the space where pride dies and purpose is born. It's where your motives are purified, your identity is anchored, and your dependency shifts from people to God. Sometimes God will deliberately keep you in a quiet season not to delay you, but to ** develop you **. Because if you speak too soon, you might sabotage what He's still shaping. If you shine too early, you may collapse under pressure. And if you step out before the strategy is complete, you might confuse noise with victory. Let them doubt you. Let them scroll past your process. You don't need to broadcast every blessing or announce every assignment. God is your defender. Let Him be your promoter too. Because when your roots go deep in the silence, your fruit will speak when it's time. You won't have to shout, your peace will speak. You won't have to argue, your elevation will speak. You won't have to convince, your consistency will speak. The most dangerous kind of person isn't the one who talks the loudest, it's the one who walks in obedience quietly, consistently, and fearlessly. The kind of person who knows who they are without needing to post about it. The kind of person who builds without seeking applause, who sows in tears and knows the harvest will come not by noise, but by grace. So if you're in a silent season right now, don't resent it, don't rush it, don't try to make noise just to feel seen. Stay planted, stay faithful, keep building behind the scenes. Because silence in the hands of God is not passive, it's strategic preparation for supernatural success. Certainly. Here is the expanded version of key point 2. Private obedience always leads to public favor. From the speech win in silence, let success talk. Delivered in the same bold, spiritually stirring tone. No subtitle, no conclusion, just the truth in full force. Obedience is not always glamorous. It rarely trends. It's not flashy. It's not loud. And it doesn't always come with affirmation. In fact, the most powerful acts of obedience happen when nobody's watching. When there's no stage, no recognition, and no guarantee that anyone will ever notice. And yet those are the very moments God uses to open doors no man can shut. Private obedience is the kind of faith that says, even if no one claps for me, I'll still do what God said. It's cleaning up your character when nobody's applauding. It's resisting temptation in secret when no one would ever know. It's waking up to pray when your flesh says sleep. It's tithing when you feel broke. It's being loyal when disloyalty would be easier and more rewarding in the moment. Private obedience is powerful because it reveals who you are when applause is absent. God doesn't reward performance, he blesses obedience. And that obedience starts in the dark. Before there was a platform, there was a process. Before there was favor, there was faithfulness. Before there was overflow, there was obedience in the empty place. God watches how you steward the small things. He watches how you walk when there's no spotlight. He sees how you serve, how you forgive, how you respond not just in public, but in private. And it's in those places, the places nobody claps for, that he prepares to elevate you in ways you couldn't manufacture even if you tried. It's easy to obey when the rewards are instant. It's easy to say yes when everyone's watching. But real obedience shows up when nothing changes on the outside, when you keep sowing with no visible harvest, when you forgive with no apology, when you love with no return. That's the kind of obedience that builds a foundation heaven can bless. God doesn't need your performance, he needs your positioning. He doesn't need your talent to be seen, he needs your character to be proven. And that happens when you obey quietly, consistently, humbly. And here's the irony. When you obey in private, favor finds you in public. When you don't chase the spotlight, God shines one on you. When you stop trying to impress people, God places you in rooms you didn't have connections for, seats you at tables you didn't qualify for, and blesses you in ways you never saw coming. People may be surprised when your name rises, but they didn't see the nights you cried, the prayers you whispered, the discipline you fought for. They didn't see the fight to stay pure. They didn't see the decisions you made in secret. They didn't see the cost behind the call. But God saw all of it. And his favor is not based on popularity, it's based on private obedience. That's why when your moment comes, no one can take credit for it but God. No one can say it was luck or manipulation or strategy. They'll have no choice but to say, this was the Lord's doing. So if you're obeying in the quiet, unseen places, if you're doing the hard things that no one applauds, if you're walking upright when you could easily compromise, don't stop. You're not being overlooked, you're being qualified. Obey when it's thankless. Obey when it's lonely. Obey when it's costly. Because when God decides it's time to favor you in public, nothing will be able to stop it. Absolutely. Here is the fully expanded version of key point 3. You don't have to prove what God is preparing. From the speech win in silence, let success talk. Written in a raw, anointed, and empowering tone. No subtitle, no conclusion, just undiluted truth poured out with authority. One of the greatest burdens you'll ever feel in life is the pressure to prove yourself, the pressure to show people you're not a failure, the pressure to validate your calling, the pressure to justify your decisions, and it gets heavier when people doubt you, when you're misunderstood, or when what God said to you doesn't line up with what others see in you. But let me tell you something, ***, you don't have to prove what God is preparing, ***. When God speaks a promise over your life, He doesn't need the world to agree. He doesn't need everyone to understand. God didn't call a committee, He called you ***. And what He's preparing in your life isn't for popularity, it's for purpose ***. If you try to prove yourself too soon, you'll miss the beauty of what God is doing behind the scenes. Because God doesn't build with hype, He builds with holiness, and holiness doesn't always make headlines. When you're walking in purpose, people won't always see it. They'll see your delay and call it failure. They'll see your obedience and call it wasted effort. They'll see your silence and mistake it for insignificance. But what they don't see is that you're walking on a word that's still in process. A word that hasn't manifested yet, but is just as real now as it will be when it becomes visible. There's a reason God hides His greatest works in the beginning. Seeds don't grow on the surface, they break through in the dirt. Wombs don't carry miracles in the open, they develop them in secret. And if God is preparing something in your life, ***, He'll keep it hidden until it's strong enough to survive the spotlight, ***. The urge to prove yourself is rooted in fear of being overlooked, dismissed, disrespected. But when you truly believe that what God is doing in your life is *** secure in Him ***, you can walk in quiet confidence. You don't have to talk over your haters. You don't have to defend yourself in every room. You don't have to explain your every move to people who were never assigned to understand your calling in the first place. In fact, trying to prove yourself to the wrong audience will only lead to unnecessary frustration. Joseph shared his dream too early and was thrown into a pit. Moses stepped out before God told him, and he ended up in the wilderness for 40 years. Jesus Himself often said, "My time has not yet come," because even He understood that *** preparation is more important than presentation ***. You don't have to post it to make it real. You don't have to defend it to make it valid. You don't have to push it to make it happen. If it's from God, it will speak for itself when it's ready. Let the critics watch. Let the doubters talk. Let the silence stretch, because what God is doing in you is bigger than anything they can understand right now. That vision in your heart, that idea nobody believes in, that anointing that hasn't made it to the platform yet, that burden that keeps you up at night. ***, God is preparing it in you ***, layer by layer, moment by moment, prayer by prayer, and when it's time, He won't need your voice to make the announcement. ***, your life will preach louder than your words ever could. ***, so stop wasting your energy trying to convince people of what God already confirmed. Stop trying to make people see what only faith can reveal. Stop draining your soul by explaining to people who only want entertainment, not edification. Stay planted, stay hidden, stay faithful, because when God finishes what He started, ***, it will be undeniable ***. And you won't have to say a word, ***, your success will talk for you, ***, absolutely. Here's the *** expanded version of key point 4. Elevation comes after private preparation, *** from the speech ***, win in silence, let success talk. It's written with bold conviction, deep truth, and a spiritually rooted tone, no subtitle, no conclusion, just the message delivered full and raw. Elevation is not a reward for being seen, it's the result of being faithful when nobody was looking. And the people who rise the highest in God's kingdom are often the ones who are hidden the longest. Because before God elevates you publicly, He will prepare you privately, not to slow you down but to strengthen you. The quiet seasons are not wasted seasons. The hidden years are not forgotten years. You are not delayed asterisk asterisk, you are being developed asterisk asterisk. Before the throne comes the training, before the reward comes the resistance, and before the recognition comes the asterisk asterisk refinement asterisk asterisk. God doesn't rush greatness. He takes his time with those he trusts, because if you want to carry something heavy in public, you must be deeply anchored in private. That's why some people fall as quickly as they rise, because their gifting elevated them beyond what their character could carry. But not you. You're not looking for a shortcut. You're not chasing a spotlight. You're walking through the furnace. You're learning to surrender before you ever command. You're being asterisk asterisk chiseled in silence asterisk asterisk, so that when your voice carries in public, it carries asterisk weight asterisk, not just volume. God cares more about what he's building in you than what's being built around you, so he hides you, he tests you, he humbles you, he allows people to overlook you, he lets doors stay closed a little longer, because he knows what he's preparing you for. He knows the platform he's placing you on can't be supported by shallow roots. David was anointed as king and then sent back to the sheep field. Joseph had a dream and then was thrown into a prison. Moses had a call and then spent 40 years on the backside of a desert. Asterisk asterisk why? Asterisk asterisk because public favor requires private formation. Because elevation without foundation equals disaster. Because God doesn't promote the most talented, he promotes the most asterisk asterisk trustworthy asterisk asterisk. So if you feel like you've been buried in obscurity, if you feel like you're stuck in routine, like you've been overlooked or passed by, don't despise it. Embrace it. Because while people are skipping steps to be seen, you're getting ready to asterisk asterisk sustain asterisk asterisk the weight they can't carry. Your quiet place is your training ground. That job you think doesn't matter, it's teaching you discipline. That season where you feel unseen, it's growing your endurance. Those silent prayers with no applause, they're sharpening your intimacy with God. God is not just trying to get you somewhere, he's trying to make you someone. Someone who won't fold when it gets hard. Someone who won't get prideful when they're praised. Someone who doesn't just perform under pressure but walks in peace through it. Elevation is coming, but it will not be because of your popularity. It will be because you were faithful when nobody was watching. You showed up when it was hard. You obeyed when it didn't make sense. You served when there was no spotlight. And when the moment comes when God says, now, there won't be a need for hype, because your private preparation will speak louder than your public promotion ever could. You won't need to fight for the stage will find you. You won't need to force the doors, they'll swing wide open, because God doesn't elevate the loudest, he elevates the faithful. Absolutely. Here is the asterisk asterisk fully expanded version of Key Point 5. Real strength doesn't need to broadcast asterisk asterisk from the speech asterisk. Win in silence, let success talk. Asterisk, this is written in a bold, raw, spiritual voice with no subtitle and no conclusion, just a full expression of deep truth. There's a kind of strength this world doesn't understand, a strength that doesn't post itself, a strength that doesn't need a mic, a crowd, or a quote to prove it exists. In a world where noise equals relevance and where people measure influence by visibility, it's easy to forget that asterisk asterisk real strength is often quiet asterisk asterisk. You don't have to be loud to be strong. You don't have to go viral to be valuable. You don't have to show your fight for your fight to be real. There's a quiet kind of power that lives in the hearts of people who've been through battles others will never know about. People who kept going when everything in them wanted to quit. People who stood when it would have been easier to fall apart. People who kept praying when heaven seemed silent. That kind of strength doesn't show off because it doesn't need to. Real strength is forged in fire. It's built in the breaking. It's born in the struggle, in the places nobody claps for, in the nights nobody sees. The strongest people aren't the ones shouting their highlight reels. They're the ones holding it all together when everything's falling apart. They're the ones who have learned to carry heavy loads without posting about how much they're carrying. And they don't broadcast it, not because it's not hard, but because asterisk asterisk they've learned that God is their source. not people's sympathy, When you're truly strong, you don't need applause to keep going. You don't need validation to stay obedient. You don't need to explain what God told you because your peace proves it, your consistency confirms it, and your endurance testifies to it. Real strength is walking through hell and coming out with grace. It's being betrayed and not turning bitter. It's being overlooked and not becoming insecure. It's being misunderstood and still choosing integrity. You don't have to broadcast every win to prove you're winning. You don't have to defend your silence to people who only understand noise. You don't have to make your pain public to make your story powerful. Some of the strongest people in the Bible weren't the loudest, they were the most surrendered Noah didn't argue with people, he just built the ark. Esther didn't make noise, she made history with one bold decision. Jesus didn't clap back, he carried the cross. Why? Because real strength doesn't need a stage, it needs submission. If you're strong, you won't always be seen. You'll be steady not showy. You'll be rooted not reactive. You'll be anchored not anxious to prove your point. It takes more strength to stay quiet than to speak when you're misunderstood. It takes more strength to keep going than to make excuses. It takes more strength to stay planted in the will of God than to chase every opportunity for exposure. So while others are chasing attention, chasing approval, chasing likes, you keep chasing God. While others are making noise, you keep making progress. While others are broadcasting strength, you just be it . Because the strength that comes from God doesn't need to prove itself it produces fruit and fruit doesn't talk, it testifies. So let your strength be in your stillness. Let your fight be in your faith. Let your journey speak when your mouth stays shut. Real strength knows that the people who try the hardest to be seen are often the ones who haven't done the deepest work. But you're not built like that. You've been through too much to be shallow now. You've been in the fire too long to need a flash. You've carried too much to be controlled by comments. Because what's in you is louder than anything around you.